Welcome to another episode of C. Sean's Scrapbook. Today I'm going to walk you through actually creating a page from start to finish. The whole process, adding all my pictures and journaling to a card, and actually go through the whole process of saving and saving an editable backup as well. So let's get started. So to make a page, we're going to go into the blue section of the app. This is my default template, one that I use the most often, so we're just going to use it. I have 4 pictures that I know I want to make into a page. So I'm going to put them in these 4 orange spots. So I'm going to go tap on the spot, click on the add photo button, go into my camera roll on my phone. These are some pictures I got from my son, who's on a church mission in Finland, where he went to the Arctic Circle and actually jumped over the Arctic Circle line. So going to add these series of him jumping with his tongue sticking out pictures. I'm just going to enlarge them a little bit because there's kind of a little finger in front of the lens here on the top left of each of these pictures. So got my photos that I want to use on my page. Now for the look of this page, I want these pictures to be the focus, so I'm not going to have a bunch of busy cards to fill these other spots. So I actually pre-scouted out a kit that I want to use. It's the Explore kit. So I'm going to tap on my Add Card page, go down to this Explore edition, and I like this journal card with these pine trees. I actually want to put it in these top 2 pockets. Now, because I have a white page background, kind of dividing all my card slots here, and this tree card is also white, it blends in and it looks really seamless. This is because I have drop shadows turned off. Because those are turned off, there's no kind of shadow denoting the space between the pockets. You can, if your drop shadows are turned off, you can have this kind of seamless look. Now for these bottom 2 cards, I actually want to kind of mirror image those pine tree cards so that I've got pine trees. Let me show you here. Whoops. Go into the cards. But I don't want the pine trees to be at the bottom of the card here on the bottom of the page. I want those pine trees to be right up underneath the pictures, upside down. That may sound weird, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm going to actually trash this card, tap and hold it and pull it up to the trash and let it go, and then it's gone. So I'm going to save this page as it is. It goes into my in progress. Anytime you have a page that has at least one empty spot and you X out of it, it'll go into that in progress section. And I'm going to go to the orange collage section of the app, go to the template picker here on the top left, and go to the second one here, the 4x6A. And I'm going to add that same Explore Edition card with the pine trees to this template, and then I'm going to actually export this, the bottom right button here, export it, save it to my camera roll, because I'm going to use it like it was a photo. So then I'm going to go back to my in progress page. Instead of clicking the card button on the right, I'm going to click the photo button, go to my camera roll where I've saved that pine tree card, and now it's going to be acting as if it were a photo. So I'm going to go to the adjustments button here on the left, rotate it twice so that it's turned upside down. Do the same thing for this pocket. And now you can see what I meant by the mirroring. I kind of like how this looks with the trees surrounding the photos. May not be your style, but hey, this isn't your scrapbook, right? So I'm going to now add my journaling, go into this top pocket. Now, this top pocket will act as a journaling card because that's how I've used it. The bottom, and so that gives me my journaling options with the pencil here. And one of the things that I like to do sometimes is use the voice to text feature of my phone to add my journaling. to the left of my space bar here that you can see is a little microphone button. I'm going to tap that and then just talk what I want my journaling to say. Spoke that out, and I've got my line of text. This is actually, I'm going to add a couple more periods here because this is going to be the first part of what I want to say, and then I'm going to add the last part later. So I'm going to use my text tools here. I'm going to click this line spacing tool. That's not what I wanted. I want the vertical offset tool. And I'm going to just move this manually with the slider down to the bottom of the card. Then I'm going to go to my font chooser. I got a million fonts here. I'm going to pick this kind of scripty looking one. And now I can see with my line spacing that my loop of my G is cut off. So I'm just going to back that off a little bit so that it's not cut off. Now, let's go back in and change the font color. Now, these font color options are based on the card kit that I'm using. So if I wanted any other color besides this set that I've got here, let's say I wanted to have the text be bright red. This kit doesn't have a bright red color, so I have to trick the app to get some different color options for my text. So to do that, I'm going to go in to my card picker, kit picker, tap on the name of the kit to get my list of kits again. Now, I'm going to pick a new kit that has the font color that I want. So if I want a bright red, I know there's a bright red in this Americana themed kits. I'm actually going to change the card and then go into my font colors, and now I have a red or a blue that I could choose. Once I've changed my font color to what I want it, I'm going to X out of here, go back and switch back to my Explore kit. I hope this isn't making anybody dizzy, me flipping through kits like this. I'm going to pick my pine tree card, and then you'll see the card changed, but the font color stayed the same. That's a way that you can trick the app into letting you use a font color that doesn't necessarily coordinate with your kit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add the last part of my journaling, actually in this opposite corner. But because this is acting not as a journaling card, but as a photo, I have to use the freeform text. I'm going to tap my pencil. I'm going to get a freeform text box. I'm going to change the font to black just so that I can see what I'm typing against that white background. And I'm going to just manually type this one. And I'm going to say, and here's me jumping right over it, exclamation. A couple of things to know about freeform text boxes. It doesn't autocorrect for you. It doesn't auto capitalize. It doesn't auto anything. You have to manually do everything. So I always have to double read what I have written to make sure that it looks right. So then I'm going to go to my font chooser, choose the same font. Look at my text colors. These aren't the same colors of red because so I'm going to have to trick the app one more time. But before I do that, I'm going to click on my font sizer, this letter A button, and see that this is a 24 size font. I want to bump it down to 20. You can manually move around your box by just tapping and dragging your finger. And I'm going to go over to my first one, and I want to see what the font size was for that, because I want them to be the same, because that was 20 also. So now they're the same size. But now I want to get this so that I can change it red. So I'm going to go to pick a card. We're going to trick it the same way that we did the other. Go to the kit that has the color I want, go back to select my freeform text box, pick my red, and then go back and put my card in. Whoops. I'm going to rotate it again. So there I have my finished page with my little journaling bits that I wanted to be in there. Let's say that I want to add, a date, a location, something like that. Go into my freeform text tool again, but I'm going to click this little blue plus button that's here on my toolbar. That will give me a second freeform text box. Now this I'm going to leave it in black, and I'm going to just add where this took place. Make sure it's spelled right. Add a date. Maybe have it be a little bit smaller. And move it down here in the corner. All right, now my page is done. So I want to save this so that I can do something with it later, print it, things like that. So I'm going to click the export button in the bottom right, choose export, and you always want to save in the largest size possible. That way, if you happen to print something at a smaller size, let's say I wanted to print this and put it in an 8x8 book, because I saved it at the larger size, it will print and look nice even if you print it smaller. You can't save something a small size and then print larger. That's when you get that pixelated look and things look blurry. So I'm going to save it 12 by 12 size, save it to my camera roll, and then immediately after I save a page, I want to create an editable backup. The same process, go to export, and then this bottom option is an editable backup. This will save a copy of this page, and all the photos that you use and all the cards that you use and your font colors will all be kind of packaged together in an editable file, which means I can bring it back into the app at any time and swap out pictures. I can fix typos, things like that. So I save my editable backups on Dropbox. So I'm going to click Save to Dropbox. It pulls up this Save menu where I have the ability to give my page a name. And you'll notice this file extension .pl page. That is a file format that only the Project Life app can read. And that's part of packaging it all together, so it has all the bits and pieces that we'll need later. I have my save location. These are my top 5 most often chosen places. It's saved in the 2019 folder, so that's great. These are folders that I've created within my own Dropbox. And then it's going to save that file. Like I said, all the photos, all the cards, all the everything are saved here. So once this gets done saving, I'm going to delete that page that we created out of my app, and then I'll show you how you can bring up an editable backup and how that process works. So I need some Jeopardy music or something because this is taking a little bit long, probably because I have crappy Wi-Fi. But some people don't like to save an editable backup. They just like to save their page and then they print it and then they're done with it. I like to save it just in case, because I inevitably will find a typo on my page or something like that later on. Or maybe in a couple of months, there's going to be a new card kit that comes out that I like so much better than this one that I use. And I can then bring the page back up, swap out cards, and things like that. So, go X out of our page. It's saved here in my completed pages. I don't know if you guys know, you can click on more options. And these are all the pages that you've completed. They're stored in the app until you get rid of them. My phone doesn't have a lot of storage, so I don't let this get overcrowded with pages. And when I'm done with them and I've got that editable backup saved, then I delete them. So we're going to tap on our page, click the delete page option. Yes, I'm sure I want to do it. It's gone. So now what we want to do is bring in that editable backup, show you how you can bring a page back in that you have that backup saved of. So to do that, you have to go to the location where your backup is stored. In this case, they're stored in my Dropbox. So I have a Project Life folder. I have it divided by years. It was 2019 on Google Photos. What did I call it? Oh, West Mission, a little subfolder. And I called it Arctic Circle page. So I'm going to tap on it. Dropbox will try to open it and show you a preview of that page, but because it's that .pl page file format, Dropbox doesn't know what to do with that. It can't show you a preview. So you're going to click the little 3 buttons here on the top right, and you're going to export it, and your locations of where you can export to show up here. I want to copy it to Project Life. And it will open the Project Life app and it says, do you want to import this to your library? You say yes. And then that page pops up here to work with again. Now here I can make any changes to it that I want. Maybe I want to swap out a card. Maybe I like these pine trees better. I want to swap out and change it to that brown version. Any changes you want to do, you have the ability to now, because you brought it back into the app from that editable backup that you saved. I'm going to undo that. And that's what I wanted to show you how to do here today, is build a page from start to finish. So maybe you learned some bits and pieces of things you haven't tried before. Give them a try. If you want to start saving an editable backup so that you have the ability to make changes after you're done with the page, that's completely a personal decision. But thanks, and we'll talk to you next time.